Hey there, today I'm going to show you how to draw Johnny Test. So as usual, we're going to start with the eyes. So let's start on the left side here by drawing a big round circle. Starting at the top, working away slowly around the bottom, and then just connecting back up at the top. Inside here, we're going to draw a huge pupil. So he's got these large pupils. You can draw it center, but I'm going to draw it slightly to the left of center. So just a large pupil, like so. And then above the eye, we're going to draw an eyebrow. So basically, we're going to draw a line straight across the top, just touching the top of the eye. We're going to go up on each side with two short lines, and then draw a line straight across connecting the two. And then you can go ahead and color that eyebrow in black. From here, I'm going to separate the face in half with his nose. So the bridge of his nose starts at the top. So I'm just going to space out right about here at the top of where this eyebrow is. Put a point, and do a diagonal line going to the top edge of his nose. So from here, I'm just going to bump out a nose that kind of looks like that. And then again, I'm going to draw that same shaped eye on the right side here, starting at the top again, and basically touching the edge of that nose, and then coming back around and connecting the line. And then again, I'm going to draw that giant pupil, just to match the size and the shape on the left side. From here, I'm going to curve the eyebrow up this way, so it looks like he's sort of like got a glare on him. So on the top here, at the top edge of the nose bridge, we're going to curve, and then I'm going to draw the same curve just below it, and then I'm going to connect that with a straight line, and then color this in black. Okay, then from here, I'm just going to give him a big smile. So starting underneath this eye, right here, I'm just going to curve down just below that nose and back up on the other side. From here, on this side of the eye, and just below it, I'm going to draw a diagonal line coming out. This is for the cheek, and basically I'm going to wrap this line all the way around to the edge of his ear. So right about here is where I want to go. So I'm going to draw a curve that goes up to the bottom edge of that ear. And from here, I can go out the bottom of the ear, and I'm going to curve this back. So basically it's just like a half circle that curves around like so. Goes in for a little bit of the sideburn, and then I'm going to bring this line up just above that eyebrow. Okay. And from here I'm going to draw some detail inside the ear. So basically, I'm going to start in the inside, draw a half circle, go inwards towards the center, and then just come out in an angle, like so. Now before I draw this line, I have to see where the edge of the face is going to be. So this line right here basically curves around behind that eye out to the furthest and the highest point of his hair. So right about here is where I want this hair to kind of extend out to. So I'm going to imagine this line curving behind that eye and curving out like this. Then from here I could take this line and go straight across, making sure that it goes above the eyebrows. So going straight across like so. Now that I have this high point here, I can sort of figure out, okay, well, this is where the hair is going to be. He's got 5 spikes of hair on top of his head. So center of this ear, right about here, I'm going to curve out. So following that curve of the face, I'm going to curve up towards the back. This point curves back in towards the head with a very short line. And then this curves up to 1 spike in the hair, comes back down. So you can see that it's tapering out. Now I'm going to switch directions and go in the opposite direction here for the third bang. Come back in. And then this is the highest point here, so it kind of comes up pretty high, it comes down, and then I'm going to connect this with this point here, with a reverse curve going that way. And on the side of his head, he's got 4 lines, so basically I'm going to start here on the left side and go across with 4 lines, just across the side of his head. Okay, now let's get into the body. Now, basically from the neck down to the ankle, he's got a straight line. So let's start at the center of his neck. So his neck would be right about here. The front of his neck, I'm going to draw an angled line that goes all the way down to the edge of his foot. Now this is sort of our guideline. From here, I'm going to draw the side of his shirt here. So let's go down a little bit here, draw an angled line, come down following that same line, angle, I'm going to come back up just a little bit, about halfway. From here, I'm going to come up a bit, and draw an angled line, comes down to the edge of his shirt, and back in. So I'm just trying to measure out, that his head is about the same height as his body. Okay, so from here, now I can draw in his other collar. So I'm going to take that line and extend out on the left side here like so. Come down, following that same angle for one collar, the front edge of the collar. Come down straight on the back here, and then draw a line just in an angle like so. Just draw his neck. So in the back of his neck, I'm just going to draw it halfway down, kind of like that. From here, I could just draw a separation line for his shirt and his neck. Now I'm going to draw his sleeve. So his sleeve, he's got a big kind of curve that comes around the top of his shoulders. So let's start around here at the front and come up and down on one side. From here, I'm just going to draw a line straight across. Right? Now let's draw his arm. So the front edge of his arm is going to come straight down, and then the back side is going to come straight down, but I'm going to make it a little bit shorter than the front line here. So here he's got this big watch, so I'm just going to draw a cross section, like almost like an upside down T, come down a little, then go across to that wrist there. On this side I'm going to come down, across, and I come up, across, and then just connect that just like that, right there. Inside here I'm just going to draw a little square, and then I can go ahead and color this in black. Okay, so there's his watch. Now for his hand, it's pretty simple. It's basically taking this edge of the watch here, the bottom, and doing a curve like so. I'm going to come in with a reverse curve, going into the meat of his hand. From here, I'm going to draw a reverse curve, so going the opposite direction, and then coming in for one finger, and then this is where I do an overlap. So I'm going to do 2, 3, and then try to squeeze in the 5th finger, like so. Let's get into this shirt here. So taking this point here, I'm going to draw a line in an angle, following that same line, and then tucking this back in underneath that arm in a slight angle. Okay, from here, I'm just going to draw a curve for his shirt. Now he's got this sort of logo in his shirt, so right here, I'm just going to draw, let's start by drawing a point. From here, I'm going to draw an angle in one direction, an angle in the other, and then from here, I'm just going to draw 2 angled lines like that, and kind of cap that off there, and cap this off at the bottom, and then color the rest of the shirt in black, leaving those triangles in place. Okay, so if that went a little bit too fast, you can always go back, rewind this video, play it over again, and just figure out how I did that. So we got that filled in. Now let's go to the left leg. We're going to draw the inner part of the leg. So right about here, I'm going to draw a straight line going down. From here, I'm just going to draw a little bit of a line, just a separation for the hips. From here, I'm going to curve, do an upward curve going to the one side of his leg, and this is going to get tucked in behind this arm. So coming in sort of like that. From here at the fingers, I'm just going to draw a line straight across, down, and then across. From here, I'm just going to draw a curve. Then from here, I'm going to draw a curve going up to that corner there. On this side, I'm going to take that same height, do a line coming out, coming down to the bottom of this line here, then going across. Now I know he's got a little pocket here, so I'm going to draw a line coming out, and this will just sweep back in towards the leg, and I'll just separate it with a little line there. I'll take that exact same thing and draw it on the left side as well, kind of like that. Now for the shoe, all I need to do is come in a little bit on the left side, draw an angled line down, going straight along the bottom, coming straight up on the front toe just a little bit, and I'm going to curve this underneath that cuff of his shirt, of his pant. Then here, I'm just going to take this toe and do a curve for the sole of a shoe. In the center of a shoe, I'm going to draw a straight line down, straight across. I'm going to do 2 lines across just to separate for the laces. Here at this point, I'm going to draw a curve for the bottom of that cuff. And then just above this shoe, I'm going to draw the bottom of the right sole. Go straight up. And I'm going to curve this underneath that pant leg. And then again, drawing a curve for his sole. Here, I'm going to curve along for his laces and separate that with 2 little lines. And that's essentially it. There is Johnny Test. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please give us a like and share it with your friends. We'll see you again soon.